are you? Welcome. Welcome to February. January is in the rearview mirror. Hallelujah. This is a general reading for the collective of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you're here as a cross watcher, that's wonderful. No problem. Most of the readings on my channel are not date or time specific unless it's like a full moon or a new moon or something special. And because we are in the month of love, and for the next 2 weeks, Mars is literally chasing Venus in the sky. So the lovers are having fun in the cosmic playground. I thought I would do a focus on a specific kind of a spread. So I'm doing the true love spread, and this is all around the energy of this next 2 weeks. If you're watching this later, you can reflect back and see if any of the energies really resonate for this time frame of, let's say, the 1st to the 15th or 16th. So he's going to catch her on the 16th, by the way. That's when they catch up with each other. So I just thought it was sweet. And, Mars is the masculine principle. Venus is the feminine principle. Mars is the chaser, is the doer. Venus is the receiver and the feeler. She's all in the feels. So I just thought it was sweet. And I'd like to focus on sweet because we are also in Mercury retrograde storm. So retrograde storm is when Mercury kind of starts to station. So he's barely moving. He's still facing backwards, which is problematic. But because there's all this tension in that he's really not moving, he turns around late on the 3rd, early on the 4th, depending on where you live in the world. So that phase where he kind of stations and isn't really moving one way or the other and slowly turns around is called the storm. And boy, did I hit the storm. So in the event that you were trying to access an extended reading but kept getting an error 404 message, or trying to purchase an extended, which many of you tried to do for the new moon reading, the platform that houses all the extendeds, they did what they call a system update. My now 2 least favorite words in the English language, system update. And what it did was it took all the videos and hid them. So it's as if there was nothing there on the platform. I have hundreds and hundreds of videos, and nothing was there. And I noticed something odd about 6 p.m. On the 1st, depending on when you're watching this, it was the 1st. Things weren't happening, and, usually I get a pretty good response to the new moon and the full moon readings, and there was like no response. And I went into my dashboard and I caught it probably 3 hours late. It took till 2 o'clock this morning to get that fixed. This company had to call all these people in on their engineering team and go through each one. I'm not the only one that uses this platform. I'm not the only tarot reader either. To go through and video by video by video, reset it so that it appears. Like it wasn't to flip the switch kind of a thing. It was a video by video by video. So I am operating on almost zero sleep, but that was my Mercury storm experience. And if you were caught in that, my apologies. Thank you for your patience. Everything is kosherini now. All right. So what else? That's really it. We're past the new moon, but we're still in the strength of the waxing phase. So you can continue to set intentions. And yeah, it's going to be a good month. We're going to get through. The Venus is now direct, but she's still passing over some of the territory that she did when she was retrograde. Mercury's turning around, so these few days can be really bumpy. Like, when you kind of come in from a landing through rough, turbulent clouds and the plane goes like that. That's what we're feeling. But he's going to land and he's going to turn around, and then he's going to retrace his steps through, I want to say February 11th is when we'll be through both of their shadow phases. So I'm using a new spread. I'm using a new spread for the extended. I've got my cheat sheets here. Here is your oracle. Oh my gosh. So Aries, I pulled everything from Animal Spirit. I kind of wanted to keep it light. And uplifting, and I'm just looking at present energies. Normally I do past, present, future. This is all present energy. That was the intention I set. So your first card was Parrot Spirit, watch your words. Card 45, Parrot Spirit, watch your words. Came out in protection. Everything came out in protection. So the messages just mean it's something that needs your attention. And this is basically saying, watch what you're saying to yourself, right? The inner dialogue, as well as others, and be mindful of the beliefs you have internalized, especially about yourself, right? I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. You know, whatever it is that you've internalized, obviously we're talking about less positive messages. Be very mindful of that. Next card out, Turkey Spirit, give with gratitude and grace. In protection, this is telling you to be careful about any scarcity mindset or operating from fear that makes you kind of hold on, like with a vice grip. Think of the Four of Pentacles, right? The Four of Pentacles, where he's got the vice grip on that center pentacle. He's got one on his head. He's got his feet on the others. It's this energy of, I'm not giving anything over. And usually that card can be a card of, you know, self-protection, boundaries, but it can also be guardedness, and guardedness coming from scarcity and fear. So that's part of the message of this card. Connect with your spirit and embody abundance. And that's the way to do it, is you embody the abundance, you lay down your pentacles, you say there is enough for everybody, and you kind of open your heart chakra and don't live in fear of somebody taking something from you, because there's plenty there. Your heart can always replenish. So really good message. And the last one is Elephant Spirit, learn from the past. By the way, both of these cards are sevens. We have 61 and we have 25. So you got a double 7 there. But Elephant Spirit in protection is saying it's okay to write a different story, right? Because this is about learning from the past. It's okay to not have to live in it. Write a different story. Build on the best of the past, right? Learn from the worst of the past, and then walk into the future with dignity, like the elephant. Whew. So we've got some scarcity. Watch the words you're saying to yourself. Don't live in fear and scarcity. Okay. So let's see what's going on in your connection. This is a different spread. I will walk you through it. I love it. I did it for myself and it was amazing. I was just like, oh yes, I'll have some of that, please. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you made it this far after my little Mercury story, Mercury retrograde story, welcome. I hope if you enjoy the reading, you'll consider joining us here by subscribing. And for those who are returning, you know I love you a lot. I love you a lot. So all cards from the top of the deck. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm not happy seeing that Seven of Swords there, Aries, as you might guess. What's on the bottom? Chariot, Cancerian energy. It may be time for someone here to move on. You may also be moving forward and having some measure of success. So the very first card out is your current energy, whoever you are watching. Okay, you could be here as the Aries, you could be here as a cross watcher. This is for those of you who are watching. Your current feelings, attitudes, and expectations. Two of Wands. This is you determining what you want. In a world of possibilities, you're looking out on the horizon and seeing the great, expanse of the world stretched out before you, but you can only travel one path at a time, right? What do you want? Now, your partner or the person you're thinking of, their current feelings, attitudes, and expectations, they're in total avoidance. So the Seven of Swords, to me, it can be like they're lying to themselves about something, or they're trying to get away with something, or they're just, not invested. They're kind of trying to avoid, especially because it's swords, it's mental energy. So it's like a conscious avoidance of the situation. Third card is the connection, represents your connection. There is something here that's bringing you together. There is a lot of happiness, potential feelings, feeling safe and protected in your vulnerability with this person. There's something that brings a lot of joy when you're together and everything's firing on all cylinders in the good way. The strength of the card of the connection here is the King of Cups. So this is the qualities that help you maintain this connection. And the King of Cups speaks to emotional availability or the lack thereof. So I'm feeling like the strength is that when it comes down to it, when push comes to shove, there is a deep reservoir of love and emotional experience and expression that the two of you can share together. You just have to be careful that the other one isn't trying to avoid that. So it's coming through as a strength. Here's a weakness in the connection. This is an area that needs to be explored and or addressed. The Magician, manifestation. Now the Magician, because it's so close to the Seven of Swords, these two cards together, not a great match, not a great sign. There could be deception, intentional deception, trickery, etc. And so what that's telling me here, Aries, is that one of the weaknesses is there may be trust issues, that you may not trust the intentions of this person. And therefore it's difficult to manifest the open expression of love, right? The sharing of emotions and the availability of one's emotions. And that can sort of make it difficult to find the joy. So that's what needs to be worked on. Trust issues. True love card here. This is the area in which this relationship can be successful, and it highlights areas that do need to be addressed. So with the Ace of Swords, it's almost saying, what's the truth? What's the truth? What's the truth? What's the truth? And I kind of feel as if once you get clarity and have that aha moment where you really understand what's going on behind the scenes here with your person, you can be more successful. So this is basically saying, don't be in denial. Don't look the other way. Don't shield your eyes. Deal in reality. There are truths here to be discovered and addressed. And once you have all your cards face up on the table, no pun intended, the relationship can move in a more positive direction. So let's see what the clarifiers have to say. Yeah, I kind of think you're trying to decide if you should make it, close this out. I'm feeling you're kind of defensive here, endings and new beginnings with the World card, choosing a path that sort of closes out a cycle. Remember with the elephant spirit, it's like, write a new story, like let what worked in the past serve you. The worst of it, release it, write a new story. And I'm feeling the defensiveness is coming from maybe some energy here where you do not feel that this person is as invested as you are, right? The Page of Wands is less evolved. They're, for lack of a better phrase, they do represent the child in the tarot. This is the age group of children or youthful people or less mature, less evolved. This card is particularly one of those in it for the minute kinds of somebody who is there when they want what they want, when they want it, and then, there's no return. So Page of Wands underneath with the Seven of Wands, that's why I'm interpreting it that way, suggests to me that you're kind of over it. You're standing up for what you want. You're looking at the path before you and deciding if this is something that is worth continuing with. The Seven of Swords. Well, it's interesting because the way it's coming through is this person, they're trying to heal something here. They may be avoidant because there's something that they're trying to mend from their past. The Wheel of Fortune here on this star is a very positive sign. There's something here that's fated. This is all part of the plan for this person. And they're kind of almost in this hopeful energy of, if it's meant to be, it'll be. But at the same time, they're avoiding something here. And the Page of Pentacles is the hint. When we have 2 pages underneath the deck. What's underneath the deck for those who are new is what's going on behind the scenes that you may be unaware of, or what's buried in your psyche and bubbling up under the surface. And I feel like this is a new territory for this person. And they may be avoidant based on, this is a new lay of the land. They're learning as they go. They're building the plane as they fly it, so to speak. And they're kind of hanging on a wish and a prayer that what's meant to be will be. But there's some either self-deception here or some avoidance of dealing with the situation directly. And I think it's because they don't really know the lay of the land. They're taking the first steps in a new direction in this connection, and they're uncertain. So take that as it resonates for you. The Sun, King of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, very lovely, Page of Cups. So this is the connection, the 2 of you now brought together. I'm almost feeling like you're seeing this situation as this person could be a possible life partner, looking for their stability, someone who shows up for you. Here's the partnership, and underneath is the Page of Cups, right? A message of some measure of sincerity, a message of love or apology. I almost feel like whenever things get rough in this connection, this person pulls out the flowers at the right moment, or the perfectly timed text or email or voicemail, to let you know that they didn't mean the way you took something, or the way they said something, or something that they did that upset you and caused you to kind of step back on your heels, like, whoa, that's a deal breaker kind of energy is what I'm seeing from you. And from them, I feel like as they learn and as they know better, they try to do better. And that's probably where it's coming from. There is some measure of sincerity that makes the difficult energies worth moving through. King of Cups, the strengths of this relationship. Yeah, I think you're committed. Wow, King of Cups, a double hit. My goodness. And the King of Wands. 2 kings, same one out twice. There is love here. Though the expression of it, come on, camera, you can do it. There. Seriously. I do not want to have to throw this computer, but I will. I feel like there's a commitment. There is some measure here of you're both in it, working on this conventional committed relationship. I love that there's a lot of love and passion. King of Wands, King of Cups on the King of Cups. So that's the strength of the connection. There's elevated levels of love and passion. There's somebody here who knows what they want and isn't afraid to claim it. Within the confines of this committed connection, there is love available, and I feel like that's the strength, that there's like this sense of once you get past the rough parts, there's a lot of sensitivity. You kind of get each other on an emotional level. That's a nice strength to have. So the weakness here, let's look at the Magician. Yeah. I know. Yep. This was on the bottom, so I think it goes here. Yeah, that's what it is, because I picked it up and it was left there. I'm not going to take it, it's just left behind. Okay, so I hate when I do that though. So it's hard for you guys to manifest anything. Like there's this energy of, I feel like the Chariot is coming through reversed. Like, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. It's difficult to manifest any forward motion in the connection. There's a lot of looking backwards at regrets the past, mistakes the past, a sense of grief or loss. Instead of focusing on what you've got here, this Two of Cups, which is right behind you, there's the Three Cups knocked over, which I think comes from this person's avoidance or their difficulty with the truth or whatever that Seven of Swords is about. It doesn't look diabolical to me, but you know, with the Magician, I kind of feel like there's stuff that goes on with this person's avoidance that feels shady. We don't have the Devil here, so that's good. But it's kind of coming through as a lack of fairness, a lack of balance. Maybe one of you is holding more of the proverbial cards, right? The Magician. And it's kind of keeping you out of balance here. And there's a big focus on the what's gone on in the past in this connection. So remember the Elephant Spirit in reverse. So let's look at how this relationship can be most successful. Yes, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Six of Swords, Five of Pentacles, getting beyond your sense of devalued energy. This is instability. This is the scarcity card. Yeah. That was the Turkey Spirit in reverse was talking about scarcity mindset and feeling like there's not enough or you're being shut out, whatever. This is like, you know, the best thing is to kind of remember what brought you together to begin with. The Ace of Wands is the passion. You can get a lot of clarity from going back in your memory stores to what brought you together because you're being offered these things. The aces are gifts from Spirit, and it allows you to move forward beyond periods of instability. So I think clarity and truth is important to reestablish some measure of trust. Reflection, if you're going to look in the rearview mirror, let it be at what lights you up in this connection, where the passion is, where the chemistry is. And then get beyond whatever it is that leaves you feeling less than. Okay, so that is what I've got for you today, Aries. I'll tell you who showed up in a minute. The link to the extended is below. It is a Valentine spread. It's sweet. We're going to look at your love theme. We're going to look at your love challenge. We're going to look at your lesson, their lesson, as well as your growth zone and your sex and romance zone. So that's exciting based on this connection, whoever this is speaking to or about. Okay, so we have Aquarius and Capricorn in the world. The star is Aquarius. We are in Aquarius season right now and just had the new moon in Aquarius. So this is all kind of right around that energy. The Wheel of Fortune is Sagittarius. It's actually a card of Jupiter. The sun is Leo. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn can be the King of Pentacles. King of Cups is out twice. Aries, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Aries, Leo, Sag is the King of Wands. Hierophant is Taurus. Magician is Virgo and Gemini. The Chariot is Cancerian energy. The Justice is Libra. Lots of energy here, Aries. You could be dealing, I'm feeling the water sign and maybe Aquarian energy most of all. Look what's on the bottom here. The Five of Wands on the bottom suggests to me that you're still conflicted about something. There's something here that kind of gets in your craw. There's something here that has been problematic, which is why you may be defensive in deciding if this is something you're going to stay with or leave. Yeah, I see something very positive here when you get right down to it. So the link to the extended is below. We'll explore it further. Maybe you'll get an answer there. Thanks so much, Aries. Bye for now.